Yeah, package from China.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video we are going to talk about the RGB LED Bluetooth speaker. So this one is from the brand Pulsar, but basically you can buy this thing in China, on AliExpress, Wish, you name it. Different kind of versions, or better said, that they are basically all the same version, but or like a different brand, but they are doing all the same. So what are we going to get with this Bluetooth speaker? Let's talk about it and what can we do with it. Consider subscribing, hit the little bell, and let's get funky. But alright, what are we going to get with the controls? We're having here the on and off switch, volume control, and skipping to the next song are basically the same buttons. You need to hold it or you need to press it once. Manual, this is for going to the different connection types that you can find over here. As you can see, we're having a USB option for, let's say, a thumb drive. We can use a CF card and jack in, and the micro USB is for charging. And then we're having the RGB light up feature. You can switch between versions or you can just turn it off. Quite awesome, fade in, fade out, or quite some different versions out there. And some of these patterns will be joining more like in rhythm when you're listening to the music. Pretty damn awesome that we're going to try out, of course. But first, let's talk about the specifications. Alright, so let's talk about the specifications of the product. So that has a Bluetooth version 5.0 that has a wireless range up to 25 meters and speaker output in total of 10 watts divided over 2 speakers. So each speaker has 5 watts. Then we're having a rechargeable battery built inside. It has 1200 milliamp. The Wi-Fi will give you quite some time of, let's say, of playing. Depends how loud it goes, and of course the RGB function. It's cool, but it will consume some energy. But still, I think it's really fascinating how to see how cheap these things are and how, well, I say, durable and sturdy. But it is more like what you're going to get for your money. If you drop it, for example, on this ring, it will break. That is now, I'm not going to have a doubt about that. So that is something you need to be very careful. The only downside I did found is that you just need to let it stand like this, because if you want to put it down, it will always roll. So that's a little bit of a bummer. So that's the only complaint I'm having. So we're having these two more like, yeah, let's see, like cones on the side. And that is what we're going to get. But on the question, what is the audio quality of this device? I'm very curious. If you want to connect the cheap devices, it's not like the JBL and expensive brands that you just need, let's say, connected in combination with an app where you can change all the stuff out like equalizer and whatsoever. Sadly, you just need to do it the old-fashioned way. It's just holding the Bluetooth button. When you're going to the Bluetooth settings, you can just connect it. That's it. That's the only thing you need to do. But you can only use one speaker at a time. So if you want to use a second one, you need to unpair it and pair it with the second version. So that's something you need to take in consideration. This copyright song called Jukebox, and I think it is one of the most epic soundtracks you can download for free. But I really love this soundtrack because there's quite some bass in the normal original song, some mid and some high. I must say the soundtrack, the Jukebox, sounds pretty cool, and with the combination of the speaker it doesn't sound really bad. The low, the bass is okay, you can feel when you're holding the device in your hand. The mid, I can hear it, but it's not really noticeable, but the high is a little bit too high in my opinion. But yeah, this thing goes pretty damn loud for a very cheap device. So let's do a little bit of a different settings and let's check in different RGB light up and let's check out another song. Alright, so let's check the RGB light up, and I did notice that this is just more like in mode that you can put it on. It's not really flickering on the music. This one looks very nice, so let's try this one with the next part of the video. Okay, so what I can conclude out of this is very simple. So to begin with, it's a very cheap product. So you can't compare this, for example, with an JBL or other very nice brands. But what I do like about these RGB Bluetooth things is that for the money you can't complain. And the reason why I'm saying this is because the sound is not bad at all. There's not a lot of bass, and when you're pushing it to the, let's say, to the limit with the speaker, the high, oh man, it's really horrible. But if you just leave it, let's say, on setting 9 from the 10, and you crank up the volume on your phone, I can tell you, if you're listening to it closely, for a cheap speaker it doesn't sound that bad. The RGB light up, yeah, that is something you need to take in consideration yourself. I really like it. The only option that I did found that moves with the audio is more like this equalizer settings, and that is the only thing that was also pretty cool in my opinion. But yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you think of this? What do you think of a product like this, and would you consider buying it? Consider subscribing to the channel because I have a lot of stuff coming up, if it's tech related, game related, and it will be great to have you in the Wicked family. See you in the next video.
Bye.